We are talking to Dr. Maria Martinez-Cosio, Associate Professor of Urban Affairs and Assistant Vice Provost of Faculty Affairs. Maria, what are your best tips for staying productive in writing and publishing?
Thanks, Peggy. For me, the challenge is that I'm largely an administrator. I'm 100% administration, but I do still want to keep my research active because I'd like to move up to professor, but also because I'm really engaged in some of the work that I've done in the past. So for me, one of my tips is I do a semester plan, and the university is part of that National Center for Faculty Development and Diversity. People can go to facultydiversity.org, and Carrie Ann Rockamore promotes the development of goals for you for each semester. So for me, that's been a lifesaver because I can set some goals for my research. I set some goals for my administrative work. I set some personal goals. And then from there, I break those goals down into tasks that go into my calendar every week. So it allows me to do little bits at a time that get me to that ultimate goal of, I try to do at least a journal article a semester. I'm not always successful, but that's kind of what I'm striving for. So doing the plan is one of my tips, but the other one is working the plan. So putting it on paper is great, but if you stash it away somewhere, it doesn't really help you a lot. So for me, I keep my plan in front of me, and I have copies of all my weekly plans. So it helps me to go back over the semester and look at, what have I accomplished during that week and during that month and during that semester.
Okay, awesome. And then what are your habits and processes as an academic writer?
I tend to procrastinate. Writing is not, I love to do it once I'm into it, but trying to figure out the time to do it has been a challenge. So for me, as part of doing this workshop with Carrie Ann, I started writing first thing in the morning. And then the summer is particularly helpful because I don't have a lot of early morning meetings. I don't know if I'll be able to keep that up in the fall, but for a while there, I was doing my writing. As soon as I got up in the morning, I put my laptop on my dining table, pull out a cup of tea, and then just write for 30 minutes before getting ready for work. And that was really helpful because I'm a morning person. So sort of figuring out, what your body clock is set at is helpful. So now I do it when I come in the office. So, I come in at usually 7:30, 7:45, and it's quiet, and I'll set my timer for 30 minutes and I'll write. And even that little bit of time adds up, 30 minutes every day. Sometimes it's only 4 days a week. Sometimes it's 3 days a week, but I do try to not go a week without doing it. Saturday mornings are really good for me too because the kids are still asleep, so I can get in usually about an hour Saturday mornings. So as you look at that cumulative work, you start to see that you're making an impact, right? At first I thought 30 minutes isn't going to make a dent, but it really does add up. So that's one of my habits. The other one is around maintaining an accountability group. So as you know, we've done some faculty writing groups here in the Division of Faculty Affairs, and I try to moderate, 2 or 3 of those. Now I'm only moderating maybe half just because of my workload, but I try to still attend the writing group because it's good to sort of report, right? I only wrote 3 days this week, and these were the obstacles that got in my way. But next week I plan to do this to overcome those obstacles. So the accountability group for me has been very helpful. And just again, you can't just hide in your office, and if you're not productive, not have anybody to answer to. And not that the group is gonna castigate me, but it's useful to have some colleagues to sort of talk through that about. And I think academia can be very isolating when you're doing your work, right? You're just kind of do your thing, and until you send something out for publication, nobody really sees your work. So having a group that you can sort of share, your progress and share your victories and share your challenges, I think it's really useful.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.